So I'm going to use an analogy to prove the point of why we need to integrate when we are healing our nervous system, working with our trauma, and working with our viscera. So for example, if you've ever learned a language as an adult, I'm sure someone here has learned a second language as an adult, so let me know if you have. It's not enough to just learn words and pronunciation and accuracy of how we articulate. So someone could give me Italian. I speak French, so it's easy for me to do Italian. I could read it and make it sound like I know what I'm saying. I could even memorize a few sentences, and I've heard this with actors. Well, they'll memorize whole scenes in a different language, but they actually don't know how to speak the language. They're just memorizing the words, the sounds, the inflections. If you were to put that person, that actor, into a country and say, okay, I need you to go and live a day in, say, Germany, and they did German in their movie, they wouldn't really know what to do. They might understand some of the sounds, some of the numbers, but they couldn't speak fluently. When it comes to healing our nervous system, it's not enough just to do the exercises. So I caught a comment actually on YouTube the other day here, and someone said to us, and we answered this, and I wanted to add an additional answer. They said, I don't understand. I'm doing these neurosensory exercises that Irene teaches. I'm pretty sure they meant my stuff. Every day, I've even upped it to 3 times a day. Nothing is changing. Now, my hunch, my hypothetical here is this person, maybe, this is my suggestion, is doing those separately. They might be getting an experience, a stimulation to the system. They're feeling things, they're noticing things, they're moving things, they're looking, they're orienting, but they're not integrating it with real life. In other words, they're not learning how to speak the language of learning about their their interoception, their feelings, their senses, their movements, orientation outside in the world. So I might teach someone how to orient, which is a common thing that we teach, where you're looking and seeing the world and feeling how that impacts you inside. You might do that in the comfort of your own home, but then you get in your car and you turn the ignition and you back up and you hit a trash can. Integration would have been such that you got in your car, you paused, you oriented, you look around, oh shoot, so-and-so didn't move the trash can out of the driveway. I better go get it. So I think one of the reasons why we struggle, at least in the West, under our regular kind of Prussian school system, is we often are not taught as young little people how to integrate our learning. You have math, you have history, you have social studies, you do art on this day, and physical education is on these days. We're not integrating how we learn, how do we connect to the environment, how does this extrapolate into the real world? Typically, that kind of critical thinking doesn't occur until you get into grad school, if you're lucky. And so a lot of us have not been taught how to naturally integrate what we learn in a course or in an exercise into real life. So integration, in my sense, and what we really strive to teach our students is we'll teach you these lessons and exercises within the course, and they need to be there. You have to learn your ABCs and 1, 2, 3s to learn language. We're going to teach you how to speak it in a safe, contained environment, but then we need you to go out into the world and experiment with these tools as you relate to others. Can you brush your teeth and feel your feet on the ground at the same time? While that might seem very remedial, these are the sorts of mind-blowing ahas that our students will get when they have never considered that their feet are under them when they're standing and brushing their teeth. This is a true story, right? Someone will go to the grocery store and they've never noticed entire parts of a store because they've just been so tunnel visioned to just get what they need and they want. There's so many examples I can give. I won't go into that. So integration is essential, and so much of what is taught currently in the somatic healing trauma space are these exercises, these somatic exercises, but they're not being integrated with the rest of our world and they often aren't being integrated with our interoception, our viscera. And so part of what one does behaviorally when they go through SmartBody SmartMind is they are learning how to rekindle this interoception, this attunement, this co-regulation and self-regulation with self. And that is what builds capacity, and that is what builds regulation of the nervous system.